All right, this is 15.4, work together. It's pretty involved, so we'll give you a couple days to do this. Um, when you're looking at this, it says post to adjusted entries. So we have all these adjusted entries now. The one that we don't have, and if you remember from our notes, the one we don't have is federal income tax expense. And so we're trying to work at calculating this federal income tax expense. Excuse me. So they talk about posting these adjusting entries. To save time on the video, I'm not going to show you every step of the way how to do that, but you would look up uncollectible accounts expense, right? You go down to wherever uncollectible accounts expense is. All the expenses are at the bottom. I don't want to pass it, sorry. It's kind of a process. And then you would post it. December 31st is the date. G15th is the journal page, and then debit, and then the balance. And then, oops, sorry. And then you would take that account number, 6165, and when you go up here, you put 6165 in there. Okay? And so that's how we post. That's the fifth step. So date, you can see up here, page number is G15 or general journal 15. You put the debit, find the account, put the debit, get to that balance, and then bring the account number up. And you would do that for all of these when you're posting these adjusting entries. Now, again, we don't have federal income tax, but we got the rest. So that's the first part. The second part, once this zooms in here, is getting the adjusted trial balance. So in this ledger is all the balances. So you can see cash, 24,193. This is the balance beginning of the month. And you go down. So what we do is we need to fill in these blanks. So this is Southside Electric, right? It's Southside Electric. It is our adjusted trial balance for December 31st. So then you'll just go through. I'm trying to show this both. Oops. And when you get to allowance for uncollectible accounts, we have the balance of allowance of uncollectible accounts to be 3,463.67. So then you put that there. Merchandise inventory balance of 9,647.25. This is after the adjustments. So you see, you post the adjustments, then we put these balances in. So now these are the updated trial balances. Supplies office 548, supplies store 640, prepaid insurance, and so on. So I'm not going to go through every one of those, but I want to show you a couple things. We have yet to figure out federal income tax, so that's why we leave that blank. Make sure you just double check that you're doing the credits and debits and that sort of thing. But we're leaving federal income tax blank, going all the way down. And I typed this one in wrong, it's 33 cents. But you'll have the totals, and you will add up these numbers. But in the direction here, it says record the amount balance except for federal income tax expense. So you won't add up that federal income tax expense, and you'll get these numbers, the 639,062.79. And you're just putting in all the information. These are the up-to-date account balances after you posted all the adjustments. Then the next step then is to figure out federal income tax. Okay. So how do we go about doing this? Total of income tax credit counts. So if you remember, when we transferred numbers over, we would do so, and certain balances would be on the balance sheet and certain balances would be in the income statement of that worksheet. Well, as review, the income statement counts start with income summary. So when it says total income statement credit accounts here, you are starting at income summary and adding all the credit balances, because these are all the income statement accounts. You're adding the credit balances of the income statement accounts, income summary, sales, purchase discount, purchase terms, allowances, all the way down to interest income. Get the number. Then you add all the debit amounts, but we are not adding, we're taking and keeping out federal income tax expense, excluding federal income tax expense. So you're not adding that 32. You're going from utilities expense all the way to sales discount. You get the number, subtract those two, and you get what our net income is, $141,587.69. We put that net income before our federal income tax, and then we need to use our chart. Now, federal income tax, again, we have 32,000 written here because we estimate from previous years' balances of our federal income tax, and we've been pretty close to 32, so we pay that quarterly installment that we talked about. So on your notes, we already have that. And so that's what we're doing here. And then we're going to use this chart to put that 141,000 number in. So why is there 32 again? That was just an estimate. They pay quarterly installments, 8,000 every 3 months until we got 32. Now we want to see if we have to adjust that number. So we take the 141,587, we find where it sits here. It's in this range. So we subtract the 100,000, that's the bottom part of that range, to see how much is subject to the marginal tax rate. We're already going to be at 22,250 for tax, but the remaining amount, this 41 number, needs to be multiplied at this tax rate, 39%, excuse me. So we find the amount over 100,000. We take that times the 39% tax rate where it falls. So that would be like 41,000 right here. The example has the 22,000 number. And then we get this number. We add the marginal tax rate to the bracketed tax rate that we had there. Where I put it, sorry. Of the 22,000 number. Okay. So we have this bracketed number, 22,250, plus the marginal tax rate gets us our total federal income tax. 38,469. Now, if you get the calculator out, 38,469 and 20 cents, don't forget that. Subtract that from 32,000, which they estimated and paid already quarterly, and our adjustment is going to be 6,469.20. So when we go to journalize our federal income tax, we will do federal income tax expense for 4,469.20, and then we will credit the payable. Okay. Then you're going to have to post that to get the final up-to-date number. Hopefully it'll go here shortly. So you will post federal income tax, and so you'll go all the way down to the federal income tax expense and post the 6,469 on the 31st of the general journal. Add it to that to get the number. Take 6,205 and put it up here, and you'll have it done. Adjusted trial balance then, excuse me, is putting in the 6,469.20 in the credit to the payable and a debit of 38,469.20 for the federal income tax expense, and your total number is 645,531.99. Again, this will take you a few days to do, so we're going to give this time for you to work on this Thursday and Friday. Good luck.